Hi, I'm Ross Jacobs. Today's video is going to be about having a conversation with the horse. Every moment I'm with the horse, working with the horse, there is a constant stream of question and answer going back between myself and my horse. Sometimes I'm asking the question, sometimes they're asking the question. And the whole session is always about that. It usually begins with me asking a horse a simple question, and depending on the answer I get back will determine what my next question will be, and so on and so on. And eventually we get a horse and a rider that's working together, having a quiet talk to each other. I'm going to use my horse Riley. He's a thoroughbred in his mid-teens. He hasn't been worked hardly at all for the last several years because he's got lameness issues due to an injury he suffered many years ago when he was kicked and broke a splint bone. So I don't ride him or even work him at all, hardly ever, but I think he'll do the job for what I need him to do today. So we'll get on with it. So I always start every conversation with a question. Whenever I'm working a horse, no matter what I'm about to do, even if I get out of my chair at a clinic with an idea of what I'm going to help a horse with or whether I'm going to help a student understand, I always start with a question. And how the session proceeds depends on the answer they give me back. So as I ask a question, they come back with a yes and no, I don't understand, or a maybe, and that tells me what my next question will be. And then the answer I get back from that question will tell me what my next question will be. And bit by bit, we start to have this ongoing conversation between the horse and myself, and we work in the direction that we want to achieve, of being focused, having clarity, and the horse feeling softer. So I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit of that with Riley. So if I ask Riley to come forward off my hand, you can see he's late. So I said, don't lean on my hand. So come around and stop leaning on my hand. And he's still leaning on my hand. He's still late. So I'm going to say, can you let go of that? He says, no, I can't. I have to push. I have to be late, and I have to be leaning on you. You're getting a little closer, Riley. Are you trying harder? I said, I'm going to try. And I'll say, well, do a little better. There, thank you. Now try a little harder about coming forward again. Let's stop and see. Oh, you ran into my hand when I asked you to stop. So don't run into my hand when I ask you to stop. Step your shoulder over to the right. Thank you. Now bring your hand, come forward when I ask you to come forward like that. And he says, I can do that. What about if I back you up? No, I have to step my hindquarters to the side because I wasn't ready to stop. Well, how about coming forward and trying to stop again? No, I wasn't quite ready there. What about this time? Thank you. That was a little better. And he said, I could do that, but I'll take my shoulder over there. And I said, that's wonderful. Now, can you take your hindquarters? Thank you, like that. Now, can you back up and not weigh anything? He said, that's not a problem at all. I can do that. What about coming forward again? Easy. How about coming forward with a little life? No, that's not so easy. So come forward with a little more life. Try it a little harder. And he says, I don't know about that because my thoughts are with those other horses. And I said, you can do better there. That was better. He said, not a problem. I could manage that. Now, how about a little leg yield out here? And he said, well, that's a bit harder, because I sort of lost my forward there. And I said, well, try thinking forward more. So he said, I can't think forward. The forward is a problem for me right now. And I said, I know you can do better. And he says, I don't know if I can. Well, how about now? How about now? He said, no, I still can't. And I said, that's okay, we'll fix this. He said, I don't understand, you're just pushing on me. Why are you doing that to me? And I said, because you haven't given me the answer I want yet. Just come on, come on. You need to try a little harder. Thank you. Now, can you come forward a little easier without leaning? There. Now, if you got a little more forward, can you go sideways a little easier? Thank you. Now go forward again. Now you're going forward. Can you stop and go back? And he says, I don't know. All my hindquarters had to drift because I couldn't stop in time. And I said, well, stop pushing it through. Think, get your thoughts in my hand. And he said, that's harder. But there, I tried harder. You happy with that? And I said, I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much. Now come forward again. Don't be late. You're late again. Come on, Riley, you're still late. Don't be doing that. Come on, let it go. Don't be leaning on me, Riley. Don't be leaning on me. Come on. It's easy. Thank you. There, that's a better stop. Now come forward. Good. Wasn't so hard, was it? He said, I can do that. Can you just stop now? Oh, I had to push on you. Well, don't push on me, I said. Well, there, thank you very much. Don't push on me. Let's try that again. He says, I'll try it again if you want. Better. Now get ready, Riley. We're coming around. Don't be leaning. There, that was pretty good. Now, Riley, can you think out over there? A little stronger. Look at the camera. How about if you think out over there? And he said, I can do that too. Look at the camera. Can you think forward a little more? Thank you. Can you think back a little more? Good. Can you take that left foot over to the right? Thank you. Can you take that left hind over to the right? Thank you. Can you step back? Thank you. Thank you very much, Riley. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? He said, but where are my friends? And I said, well, actually think over there. Look, your friends are there behind the camera. Look at that. He says, oh, I can do that. And that's how it proceeds. That's my interpretation, at least, of how it proceeds. And I think of these conversations constantly, and it never stops. It doesn't matter if I'm on the ground. It doesn't matter if I'm riding. It doesn't matter if I'm picking up a horse's feet, loading them in a trailer. It doesn't matter if I'm just hanging out under a tree with them. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I want you to be aware that as Riley got more focused and more with me, the conversation got a little quieter. In the start, when a horse is really distracted and lost in their thoughts, you might have to get pretty busy, and that conversation may have to go boom, 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 until you get a change in his thinking. And as his thoughts get softer and quieter, as his resistance gets lower, as his focus gets stronger, the conversation can get quieter and quieter and quieter, until eventually it's just like two old mates hanging out, just having a conversation. Another thing I want to say before I finish is that some people have said to me from time to time, they don't believe you can ever know what a horse is thinking. And while probably it's true that we can't accurately know what a horse is thinking, the point is that they are always letting us know. And we confuse our inability to listen to a horse with their inability to talk to us. Just because we don't hear them doesn't mean they aren't screaming at us. And we need to understand that. And sometimes the screams are very silent. There could be a flick of an ear. It could be a tension in the nostrils. It could be just a feel on the rope. But they're telling us something. And it's our job to listen to them and try and interpret it in a way that helps them. So I hope that gives you plenty to think about. Good night, Alice, wherever you are.